Think you will ever have a you'll never find longevity if you're always chasing trends. At some point, you need to pull away and you need to figure out, okay, where is my voice and what is the work I'm putting out saying about me and what type of message am I putting out? And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to say that dancing food videos are giving some profound message. I'm well aware of how silly it is, but silly stuff brings people a lot of joy.
Today we have a very interesting topic that we're going to talk about. That is AI food videos or dance videos. Either way, everyone's loving it. So, what do people love about your food videos? Can you tell us a little bit about it?
So to be honest, it kind of just started with me having a stupid idea and acting on it because I thought it was funny. But what I really think people have responded to is specifically the breakfast food because breakfast is
Yeah.
like one of the most universally loved meals of the day, combined with the music I'm choosing. So I'm tickling two nerves for them. One, the love for food, and two, a certain type of nostalgia that they
Yeah.
have for the songs that I'm choosing to go with it.
That's really nice. I also think that your videos are very addictive. Like when I came across your profile, I just couldn't stop watching your videos. Like they're super addictive as well. So, food videos were the first thing that you started off with when it comes to AI, or was it something else as well?
No, no, the food videos are only like the past month.
Oh, nice.
The food was literally that was just like the most recent thing to go viral, but I actually had a dance video that I made about 7 months ago that was my
Okay.
first time really going viral. But I've been doing generative animation with street dance and then moving into more like modern and contemporary dance and just overall
Okay.
movement in general for about a year and a half now, just consistently.
Wow, that's like very cool. So, where did you get this idea from? Like combining food with particularly dance? Like, where did you get that from? Why isn't it not something else other than food?
So if you work or you do anything in generative AI and whatnot, you know how quickly everything is moving right
Yeah.
now. Every week we are getting bombarded with a new something. And I work a real job Monday through Friday, and over the weekends I make all of my social media content.
Okay.
Throughout the entire week, I while I'm scrolling through Instagram and whatnot, I'm seeing what other AI people are doing, and there's so many people that are trying to do what each other are doing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out, okay, what can I do to stand out? What can I do to be different? Everyone's running in that direction. What is in that direction? And um the first food idea I actually had, if you were to go back in my profile, was actually not food at all. It was a drink. It was a cocktail. And I made this like pina colada, and the dancer was the slice of pineapple on the edge of the glass. And I'm from Hawaii, and I was able to get like the perfect view of Diamond Head in the background. So I really love that video. I was like, okay, there's something here. This one didn't hit big, but there's like more to explore. Then that one led into a sushi bowl, and then it just spiraled.
That's very cool. Okay, so there's one video of yours which has 24 million views. Like, congratulations for that, first of all. But what do you
30
think?
now.
Oh
30 now.
wow, wow, that's huge, 30 million views. But what do you think is
Thank you.
different in that video as compared to your other food videos that made it go so viral?
So that video in particular, at least if they have, I up to that point didn't see anyone do anything really like over the top with breakfast food.
Yeah.
And it was also like a very traditional American breakfast with like the bacon, eggs, and pancakes. And then I also incorporated a little something to make to actually make people kind of upset, which was putting the eggs on top of the pancake.
Yeah.
Because that's not something most people do. And I was like, okay, I got to give them something to comment on. A lot of people commented on that. And then Nice and Slow by Usher is like a really over the top classic super cheesy R&B song,
Yeah.
that a lot of people in my age range have very fond memories of. And so it just kind of it hit all the right chords for everyone. And that video actually made the Usher song trend on
Yeah,
Instagram.
I saw that
So
as well.
if you go look at Nice and Slow by Usher now and you go into the song, my video is the first one up
Yeah,
there.
I know that. Okay, so what do you think, like, how much does AI play a role in that, in all of the videos that you created? Do you think that without AI, you might not be able to do that, or you won't be able to make such videos? Like, what do you think?
So I was video editing and I was doing VFX prior to AI. The only reason I'm able to make the very specific type of videos I make at the quality that I make them is because I'm incorporating the AI into all these other skills that I've learned in my career up to this point. It's not just AI. If anything, the AI is like the last thing that just kind of like finishes the
Okay.
video, but most of what I'm doing is done in Adobe After Effects and then it gets put into AI.
Okay, so like my other question is related to the answer that you gave. So what do you have, like, what do you think for animators or for VFX people? Do you think that they'll lose their jobs because of all of this AI trend that is going on?
Ooh, that's always that's always the question, right? I personally am of the mindset that in the very near future, everyone will be able to make anything
Yeah.
that like at any time they want. So in that world, what what makes you valuable when when the playing field is a lot more even?
Yeah.
I think if you spend as much time cultivating your ideas and refining your taste as you do practicing your craft and your technique with all these tools and all these different software packages, that's what's going to keep you employed and you'll have nothing to worry about as long as you keep flexing this and working on your idea process. But I at the end of the day, I think AI is just another tool in the tool belt, and
Yeah.
the cream will rise to the top, and the people that try to use it as a shortcut will not be able to have a fruitful career with it.
Okay, so you told me that the idea of food with dance was actually your own brainchild. So do you think that AI can never replace the creativity that we humans have? Or can people still rely on, Perplexity or ChatGPT to generate ideas, out of the box ideas, basically?
I mean, it depend. I think that depends on how much of you want to see in the video. I know that I can feed Claude or ChatGPT a prompt, and it can give me something to spur my thought process. But we all have kind of like our own life experiences that we carry with us into everything, and that's something that no matter collectively how much of everyone's experiences the one of these LLMs or the AI is trained on, we experience new things every day, and all those things we experience every day influence everything that we do. So no, I don't think it's going to be able to replace people out of the box.
Yeah, that's something good to hear. Okay, so can you tell me what message do you have for brands, like especially the restaurants and all of that, because you're currently making food videos, especially. So do you think that they should also take advantage of this? Should they also make videos like this, or should they just, follow the traditional marketing practices that they're doing currently?
I think that restaurants and brands are going to have to adapt to these new forms of media rather quickly. And if they don't, they're going to see a drastic decrease in social traffic unless they've already built a very warm rapport with
Yeah.
their audience. But especially for new restaurants and whatnot, if you want to get in front of eyes, you gotta know what's trending and what's going on. And the one thing I will say for any brands or restaurants that are listening is just because AI is used in the process does not mean it's the cheaper option. This
Yeah.
stuff takes just as long as making a video any other way. This does not mean it's a cheaper option.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, can you walk us through the process? How do you, start off with making the video? Where do you get the ideas from? And, all of those dance movies, how do you decide that? What AI tools you use? So can you just go through that process?
Yeah, so I I really enjoy just scrolling through my explore page and searching on Instagram. My algorithm is pretty well tuned to show me the type of stuff that I like. And when I find an artist whose video I really like, I reach out to them on Instagram. I ask them if they want to collaborate. Some people don't message me back. A lot of people do. And I end up collaborating with a lot of the dancers, which a, a lot of traffic ends up flowing through to their accounts, which is really great. From there, I take their videos. Everything goes into Adobe After Effects where I manually cut out and rotoscope each dancer frame by frame myself, and AI does not cut them out. Um, I do some compositional stuff in After Effects, and then my tool of choice for my AI animations is Animate Diff and Comfy UI, which is built off of Stable Diffusion. And if you actually just search my name on YouTube and search tutorial, I have a whole tutorial on how to make videos like I do.
Okay, that's really great to hear about that. Okay, so what message do you have for all of the other AI influencers? Like, just like you said, that a lot of people are just, following the bandwagon in which they're just doing the same thing that others are doing. So what message do you have? How can they actually create their own niche? Because there are a lot of people out there who's using AI and they call themselves as an AI influencer, but they're not doing something different. So what advice do you have for them?
Again, I don't think you will ever have a you'll never find longevity if you're always chasing trends. At some point, you need to pull away and you need to figure out, okay, where is my voice and what is the work I'm putting out saying about me and what type of message am I putting out? And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to say that dancing food videos are giving some profound message. I'm well aware of how silly it is, but silly stuff brings people a lot of joy. That's why meme culture is a
Yeah.
thing. And so, as long as what you're doing resonates with someone, chances are it'll resonate with someone else and it'll catch fire. But the biggest thing, too, that I see a lot of happening a lot across social nowadays is people expect, okay, the quality of my video is high. I posted at the time I was supposed to post. I only got 1,000 views. I only got 500 views. No, you have to do that every day or at least like 5 days a week at the same time for like a year or a year and a half. Like I posted consistently on Instagram for 18 months before I was suddenly found a little bit of overnight success. Like the iceberg is under there though of all the things I made and all the things I posted that no one saw.
Okay, so what is basically your next step? Are you going to stick to food videos or do you have something else in mind if you want to share that?
That is a good question. That one I'm still trying to figure out. Right now, people and my audience really love the food videos, and I get requests for different ones all the time. Um, I am I've had quite a big following jump in the past couple weeks. And when that happens, when they follow you for a specific type of video, like the food things, you can't just immediately pull the rug from under them and then start posting other things that aren't related to it. So throughout the weeks, I'm doing mostly food videos right now, but I'm slowly working in other videos and other styles that I'm interested in and kind of adapting like a one for me, one for them type thing because they need to know I do other things
Yeah.
too. And if I lose some followers because of it, that's fine. At the end of the day, I'll still have ended up with more people that will get to see the work that I'm really
Yeah.
proud of.
Okay, that's really nice to hear. You told me that you work from Monday to Friday. So, like, since you're part of the corporate sector as well, do you think that businesses are also incorporating AI, or are they still in that traditional approach as well?
Well, that's a loaded question for me because my actual 9 to 5 is I work for the largest AI art and
Oh,
AI resource website on the internet. So
okay.
I work for civitai.com. I'm the head of content marketing for them. I run all of their social media channels, and I help out with community engagement. And we do Twitch streams a couple times a week where we feature other great AI artists in the space, much like you're doing with me right now. So for me, everything revolves around this. But I before I got hired at Civitai, I was doing the AI stuff and I was just doing freelance video editing. But I put all my every free moment of time and energy I had into AI, and I was able to get a job in it because of that. Um, as far as businesses and whatnot go, I think any business that is not in some way, shape, or form utilizing at least something like ChatGPT or Claude is leaving so much productivity on the table.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of businesses do that. But I still think that there's a really big gap, like because of AI influencers like you, we are still learning about a lot of AI tools that we never knew before. But I still think that people or employees are still following the old practices, like you said that you're working in the social media and content marketing, but there's still people who, are doing the old traditional practices. So are there any type of AI tools that you're using specifically for social media in your company as well?
So for social media, Claude helps me write 100% of the copy for all the different platforms because every day I'm posting on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, X, YouTube, and every social media platform requires a different type of tone
Yeah.
in the messaging because LinkedIn is a very different audience from Twitter or X, which is a very different audience from Instagram. And so instead of having to write and think of a different tone or a different voice for each one of these copies, I can write my initial thought and then ask Claude to format it for LinkedIn and position me as a thought leader in the AI space.
Okay, that's really great.
And
So do you
and then that's what
use
I get.
yeah, that's great. So do you use Claude and all of that for your personal freelancing work or for your videos as well? Other than using
Everything,
really? That's
everything, everything. When I there's other AI video tools where you can like Runway Gen 3 and
yeah.
Luma Dream Machine and all of those where in my Claude I've fed Claude all of the prompting guides for all the different websites, and whichever one I'm using, I'll give Claude a screenshot of the image I'm starting with and tell it to give me 5 to 10 prompts, all with different types of camera movement to bring this image to life based off of the prompting guide for this website. And then Claude will spit out all the prompts. I run them all. I go back to doing whatever else I'm doing.
Okay, that's cool. So when you started off using AI, what type of problems or hurdles that you faced? Like, when we started, I've used Luma Dream Machine and all of that, and the initial pictures that they give me are not always the ones that I imagined. So I think that a
Mhm.
lot of things is related to your prompts and all of that. So what was your strategy? How did you come over the obstacles that you faced when you initially started using AI?
So at the very beginning, I started off using Stable Diffusion in Automatic 1111, and the video thing I started using was Warp Fusion, which also was Stable Diffusion. Um, Before I worked for Civitai, because Civitai was the website where you had to go to get all your models for Stable Diffusion. That was the place to go. There's no other place like other than it. But Civitai has a really great feature where if you click on an image, you can see all the settings and the prompt that person used for that image. So when I was starting and I had no idea how to prompt or how to talk or interact with these programs, I would go on Civitai and I would browse images and I would read the prompts. And then I would copy the prompt, paste it into my stable diffusion, and then just start changing a few words here and there and start to see how it actually affected the image, but just a little bit at a time. That way it helped me build a really strong foundation to know like, okay, if I say this, I'll get this. I can't say this because it won't give me anything. So yeah, I mean, it's not copying, but it's like if other people are making the mistakes before you, you would be a fool not to learn from it.
Yeah, that's true. So how was your life if you compare it before AI and after AI? So what are the changes that you see? Did AI save your time? Of course, I'm sure that it saved your time in making the videos, but other than that, what has AI helped you in?
Oh, um, before I got into doing AI, as someone who is in VFX and motion graphics and video, it is really easy to open up Instagram and scroll for 5 minutes and find 100 people that you feel like are better than you will ever be at what you're doing.
Yeah.
It is so easy, no matter what it is, it's so easy to find that on social media. Um, AI showed me that as long as I keep my eyes open, there's a level playing field somewhere. And I got into this because I felt like, okay, everyone is just trying to figure it out. I can hit the ground running here. And what I've realized the more I use it now, a year and a half into it consistently every day, sometimes till 4 or 5 a.m., never before have I been ever have I never before have I been able to get my bad ideas onto the screen as quickly as I can now and as rapidly as I can so I can get to my good idea even faster. The first idea is very rarely the good one, right? You need to get through the all the failures and all the bad ones. AI lets me fail faster than I ever could before, and by failing faster, I'm able to succeed much faster as well.
Yeah, that's very good. So you really think that AI has helped you get rid of the creative block as well that usually a lot of people have?
Yeah, because part of that creative block too is like the fear of dumping a lot of time into something that you're not sure about, and then
Yeah.
you don't like it and you just have to scrap it. Whereas with this, that fear is gone and I can just spitball all these crazy ideas I have. And sometimes I get so pleasantly surprised that what I see it gives me back then gives me a better idea. And that's the thing I end up running with.
Okay.
So it's more like thinking about the AI as a collaborator than the robot working for me.
Okay. So what advice do you have for those people who want to jump into the field of AI right now? How can they actually start off and, learn? For example, like a content marketer like me, I want to do video making, for example, with AI. So what will be my initial steps? How can I go into that field? Do you have any advice for that?
Okay, so one, if you are working on a Mac, you are going to be very limited to using stuff that is cloud-based and paying for
Yeah.
everything. You probably want to get your hands on a PC with a decent graphics card. That's like number one, you want no hardware limitations. But if hardware limitations are there, you can find ways to work around them. Two, there is a vibrant AI community all over the place on YouTube, on Discord, on Reddit, and even on Civitai. And you need to find other people who are just as interested in what you're doing, and you need to work alongside them because this moves so fast.
Yeah.
It's almost impossible to keep up with it as one person. That was probably the single biggest game changer for me since I started doing this was I very quickly found a community of guys who took this as seriously as I wanted to. And throughout the entire year and a half, we've worked alongside each other and we've helped each other and we all have different interests. So we're keeping our eyes on different areas of what's going on with AI and then letting each other know, hey, this thing just came out. You should probably check this out. You could use it
Yeah.
for this. You can't do it all alone.
Okay. So what platform do you think plays a very good role? Is it Instagram? Is it YouTube to get, the customer's attention or audience
I mean,
attention?
I think that's the best platform is the one that you enjoy using daily. If you're not motivated or inspired to use the platform, it's never going to work. My personal choices, because I personally I don't like TikTok. I just don't like it. I don't like the interface. I don't like being in the app. I don't like TikTok. But I love Instagram. I love X, Twitter, and I love using the social media aspect of LinkedIn because that is actually a lot of professional people really interact and look to LinkedIn to find other professionals in these different niches and then interact with them. So those are my three. And also the fourth one, which I'm very quickly falling in love with, is Threads from Instagram, which is like their answer to X and Twitter as well. But yeah, I mean the real thing is if you're just starting, try to do them all. But if you're going to pick three that you enjoy being on the most and then go all in on it.
Okay. Thank you so much for the interview. It was really lovely talking to you and it was very informative. Do you have any comments or something that you want to add?
No, no, thank you so much for having me. You can find me at jboogs, jboogx.creative on all platforms.
Okay. Thank you. Bye, Tyler.